Yoksutai. Yoksutai.
Well, that's our second episode of our Yoksutai podcast. This time again in English. It's our last program of 2015. So, Joss, what do you have?
2 days ago, we have in Lupini Stadium cat pet fights. We have the Lupini title, 126 pounds.
Yeah, actually that was an interesting fight because I think maybe 126 is maybe I think it's one of the most competitive weight class in Thailand. I would say it's 122 and 126. I think it's maybe the hardest title to get in Thailand. It's one of the most difficult.
122, 126 and 130.
Yeah, these three weight classes are like the worst and more difficult weight classes. And we have like Panpayak and Kawana PK Sanchai Muay Thai Gym. Kawana before used to be called Nong Bia Chok Nam Wong. So did you watch the fight?
Yes, I watched the fight. The fight was a very, for some people can be bored, for some people can be fun. For me actually was kind of true that both fighters was looking for the points.
Well, it's a title match. Two guys. Actually, Panpayak, he's like champion 126 for maybe, I don't know, maybe 1 year, 2 years. He was the champion and like fighter of the year 2 years in a row. And then he lost his belt in early this year. He lost to Sen Palangchai. He lost the fight and he lost the title. But nowadays Sen Palangchai cannot make the weight anymore. He cannot defend his belt. So he let it vacant title, and they brought Kaunar because after he used to be on this Chok Nam Wong gym, and after that these guys from PK Sanchai Muay Thai gym, they are buying a lot of good fighters, and they also bought Nong Bia, and then Nong Bia start to win. So I think it's maybe his fourth fight, something like that, and he only win. So they put him for the title. For sure, the fight was just like, it's two technical fighters. It's not like a brawler and not a clincher. So it's who is more technical.
Yeah, doesn't have much to expect. So was technical, and both were looking forward to take the fight in the points. I believe Pampayak won the fight in the fourth round, in the middle of the fourth round, where he could land clean punches and kicks, and Kauna couldn't throw anything back. He just couldn't land anything.
Yeah.
So the fight was decided in the round 4, and after round 5, Pampayak just keep avoiding the attacks and take it to the points.
Well, guys, if you wanna watch this fight, we're gonna put the link on our Facebook channel. It's like facebook.com/Yoksutai. And yeah, the fight was like very technical fight, and I agree with Joss. Like till round 3, I think Kaunar was winning the fight. He won round 3, but round 4, like Panpayak did a little bit more, some kicks. He didn't let Kaunar to do like the damage and keep the distance. Pampayak have like long legs and long tips, and anyway, he just play safe in the distance. And round 5 just run and controlling was like an easy win for him. Not easy, of course, easy is just an expression, but he controlled quite well the last round and he won the fight. And like a week or 2 weeks ago, maybe we had this Lumpini birthday. We had this Japanese boy, Kaito Warwanchai, 16 years old, and he got the Thailand belt, right?
Thailand belt. Yeah, a fact that I didn't know that the Thai belt could be fought, like the foreigner could win the belt. I thought like they only make the match between Thais. For me, it's a new thing.
Yeah, but actually it was interesting. It's just another belt, but it's one of the main belts in Thailand. It's Lachadamnan, Lumpini, Thailand belt, Om Noi, and Channel 7. These are like the main titles. But all the others, they have like their own stadium, and only the Thai belt could be like sometimes they fight for the Thai belt at Lumpini, sometimes at Latdamnern, sometimes in some other stadiums, because Thailand they have the ranking, but they don't have a place to put the belt in game.
Yeah, it's like a national title.
Yes, like national title. So, and this Japanese boy, he beat the one good fighter. So the fight we also gonna put on our Facebook page after, you guys can check there. And on that day was 8th of December. So we have all these fights from the show. I think the most interesting thing for us is this Japanese boy winning this title, and I think he's the third foreigner this year to get a belt, one of the main belts in Thailand. So we had Jos, that's like the champion 147 of Latdamnern. We have Youssef, is the champion 160 pounds at Om Noi. And now we have Kaito, it's 112 pounds Thai champion. Besides these titles and all these foreigners that are doing well in Thailand, we had also the Lumpini Awards.
Yeah, I actually saw it today on TV. I see the Seksan got the best fighter in Razamdan, right?
Yes, Seksan was fighter of the year Latdamnern, and Ronachai, he got the best fighter at Lumpini. This boy is not, he's famous in Thailand only, but because I think he's 106 or 108. But yeah, the kid is really good and really tall for the weight. And he did a quite good year. I think he lost only one fight this year.
Oh, it's good. So he did around 10 fights, lost one fight.
Yeah, something
like that.
Yeah, the kid is really good. Besides that, from Lumpini we got also this Quan Cao, I think was the best white crew, the best fight.
Who was the best fighter?
Best fight was John Hod versus Wan Chalong.
Oh, yeah, the best
2
fight.
months ago.
Oh, yeah, it's a good fight.
No, good fight? No,
excellent fight.
That's like the fight of the year. That was amazing.
Wan Chalong, PK Sanchai Muaythai Jin against John Ho, Eminenter, right?
Yeah, we also gonna put the link in our Facebook page as well. Besides that, we wanna talk a bit about rules and what score and what don't score.
Yeah, I choose this subject to be more actually where the foreigners have their doubts,
more problems,
and have their problems, and sometimes they think they know, but actually they don't know. So that starts. So the rules. What score in Thailand, in Muay Thai fights in Thailand? But first, there are 5 rounds, each 3 minutes for 2 minutes rest. In the first 2 rounds, you make points if you can make some knockdown.
You have to hurt.
Yeah, you have to hurt. In the first 2 rounds, I believe that you don't get points. The judge will always give you a draw.
Yeah, but actually nobody tried to hurt any. Like the first 2 rounds are just boring. And people and like the fighters said, okay, we are not fighting because the judges will not score, and the judges don't score because all the fighters are not fighting.
Yeah, no, but what as a fighter, I can say that for me the first 2 rounds are the worst rounds in the fight. Not because it's boring, but because it's slow. But as I said, slow doesn't mean that it's without power.
No, actually, times that I got really hurt in the fight was usually in the beginning of the fight.
Yes, in my ass, I can say the same. It happens for me too. I got hurt. All my fights I got hurt in the first and the second round. Yes. All the knockdown that I had was in the first 2 rounds because we didn't warm up yet.
Everybody's like full power. It's like Is the most. If the guy land you a punch, gonna be like a dangerous punch.
Yes.
He'll be able to hurt you really bad if he. I don't think about kicks, but especially punches are so dangerous in the first 2 rounds. Before you clinch and before you warm up, you have all your energy. It's like it's too dangerous if you get punched.
And like it's very difficult to recover after getting one knockdown in the first 2 rounds. It's hard to recover. Your body didn't warm up. You are just there. And in Thailand, you know how it works. Now we don't warm up before the fights. We kind of do the massage and some shadow boxing. But Thailand, the first 2 rounds, the judge they won't score the fight unless you
can make some real damage.
Yeah, if you make a real damage, they will score. If you don't, if the fight still like stay like in the 50-50, they will give a draw always. They won't score. So in round 3, we can say that where the fight starts. What make you gain points in this round?
What make you score is when you can make damage. If you can kick and make the guy show that he felt pain, or if he can felt that you are strong, and when you kick them and you know like you see the guy is hurt, or the guy is like, oh, he's concerned about your kicks or your punches or your body kicks or low kicks or whatever you do.
Yeah, of course the power and how much you hurt your opponent is the fact that really matters in the Muay Thai fight. But as when you talk about Thailand, we talk about the way that you kick, the way that you stand when the fight is even. So everything will make you gain points, everything will make you lose points. So if both fighters are strong, kick strong, punch strong, but one of them the kick looks beautiful, the punch looks better. So this fighter will be the winner in the fight.
Yeah, it's more about the posture. The guy that had the better posture and better control of the fight gonna win.
For sure. And another point that some foreigners can have the doubt is about the takedowns. Do they score? Do they don't score?
No, takedowns. Yeah, takedowns show that you can control the fight and show that you are like you have more techniques, but it depends. Like if you do a takedown just for do a takedown, it's not like a wrestling match or whatever. You have to fight. You have to hurt people. If you go take down and boom, you get a kick. You go take down and get a kick. The guy's kicking you. The guy's hurting you more. So you're gonna lose the fight.
Yes.
Doesn't matter how many takedowns you did. It's like, okay, you're not even. If the match is close, it's even. It's okay. Of course, you have an advantage. But if the guy come and clinch you, knees, and then you try to throw him, you are just doing these takedowns because you don't want this situation. Because you see, the guy can also spin you, but he wants you to stand and receive all these knees.
Yeah.
So, if you want the situation, yes, okay. It's two different things. When the guy make a lot of knees and you try to throw him, or when you make a lot of knees and then you throw the guy. So, it's a different context.
Yeah, I agree. I think the takedowns really score, but you have to know when do it. Example, a close fight in the last round. If you give a takedown, of course you're gonna get the fight. But don't forget, it's a Muay Thai fight. You have to hurt, you have to punch, you have to kick. So he can be, I would say, like one detail that can make you win the fight. Or if you got the takedown, you can lose the fight. As happened for me before.
Yeah, especially in the last round. Last round in an even fight, if you slip or if you have like a little stupid mistake in the last round, you fall or you go to the floor, you lose your balance for any reason. Oh, but I just step in this ice cube. That's it, over.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how you fall. So
you can't lose your balance, especially in the last round.
Yeah, so guys, takedown, they will score. But remember, you have to hurt. If you hurt the guy and then you throw him down, it's okay. It's a very good point. For sure, you're gonna get the round or even maybe the fight. And another thing that I would say and about the punches. Strong punch against a strong kick. What do you think score more?
If you land the punch and the guy go with his head or you take him out balance, it's okay. But if you throw a punch and the punch lands on the guy can block the punches. Or even sometimes if you land the punch, clear, but the guy doesn't lose his balance or his head doesn't move, and so it's not a strong punch.
That's
Doesn't
it.
matter.
So it's not about if it's kick or if it's punch. It's about what is land and how strong is it. If
What is hurt
what
and
is
what is
hurt.
not hurting.
Yes, as we say before, is what is hurt your opponent.
And that's a really different thing, especially for foreigners, to understand about the punches. Because, I fight kickboxing. Because when you fight kickboxing, you just go forward and you throw punches, even in the guard. You win not because you are connecting the punches, but because you are more aggressive. You throw 1, 2, 3, 4 punches, the guy come and throw you a clean kick. You are losing the fight. Not because, but I threw more. Yes, you threw more, but you weren't effective. You need to be effective. You need to connect. Whatever you're throwing, you have to connect. If it's an elbow, or it's a kick, or it's a punch. Oh, but I cannot win a fight punching. You can, but you have to hurt your opponent. If you don't do it,
Yeah, what I understand is like the judges in Thailand, they will always score what's land. And the judges from other countries, they sometimes score like punches that are not landing. They score how aggressive the fighter is.
yeah, I think one of the good examples that I remember, it's John Wayne Parr against Yoksutai in Australia.
Oh, I see this fight. Yeah, watch this fight.
By this time, I think was maybe the third fight or fourth fight between them. And Yoksutai beat John Wayne Parr in all the previous fights. But this fight was in Australia. And they have, I don't know, the judges or who was judging it. They tried to score, like John Wayne Parr tried to punch, but he didn't connect the punches. He didn't land. So, I won the fights because I threw more punches. Yes, for sure you threw a lot more punches, but if for a kickboxing match, maybe, but not on a Muay Thai fight, because like Yoksutai, he connect the better kicks and even the punches, even like the body punches and everything.
Yes, I remember this fight. And it's the end of the fight, Yoksuntai's face was like, man, what's happened here? How I lost this fight? Was a very bad decision.
Yeah, actually we have like a bad example as well. Last week we have this show Best of Siam in France. So I think the worst case, yeah, they brought some good ties. They always bring guys like Senchai and Yodvicha, Singdam, Shangpuak. I don't know. This time they also like Chanachon, Kongsak. Who was the other one?
Yodvicha.
Yodvicha. Yeah, but this time, on this last show, Best of Siam 6, you guys can Google it. So the three main fights were like Aziz Lila, right?
Aziz something. I don't know how to pronounce. Aziz versus Konsak.
Yeah, that was a...
Yeah, it was a very bad decision. Konsak just landed tons of kicks. And
lost.
Way better, very active. If you are a judge and you judge by how active the fighter is, so Konsak should have win this fight.
No, if you
in every way of judgment, Konsak.
If you judge this fight as a kickboxing fight, Konsak won.
Yeah.
If you judge as Muay Thai, Konsak won. If you judge as boxing, Konsak won. If you judge as wrestling, Konsak won. Like, it's impossible this guy win this fight, be able to win this fight if he didn't land anything clear.
Yeah, it was a very bad decision. It was like...
Yeah, I don't know if the promoters, they try to make this... Actually, this boy is really good fighter.
Yeah, he's
good. Really good.
He's a good fighter.
I don't think if they're trying to promote him or what is the deal, but it was a really bad decision.
Yes, I think the same way.
And the other fights were like what's his name? Yoksutai against
Yoksutai against
Bobosako.
Bobosako.
Yeah. So that was another fight, but Yoksutai is he's like a little monster.
Yeah,
He
who
just
don't know
chase.
Yoksutai? He just walk forward, he clinch you, he use his elbows very good, knees, and the boy never get tired. He's a boy that's coming up the weight now. He's becoming heavier and heavier.
How old is Yoksutai?
Yoksutai I think is around 19 or 20 now. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Around this.
and he's getting big, so he's getting he's walking around maybe 70, 72 kilos. He starts to get too big, and now he have no opponents anymore.
Yeah, at least in Thailand he has no opponent, so have to fight against foreigners outside Thailand.
But it was interesting to see Yoksutai fighting a foreigner, and and this Bobosako, I just Google him. He fought Yoksutai, I think, on 10th December. He fought Fabio Pinca 2 weeks before.
Maybe he was hurt, we don't know.
No, I don't think so. But no, the problem is he got 2 really hard fights in 15 days.
So,
and I think this Bobosako is a really young guy as well, right?
no, he's good. He's good and he's young and he's much to show yet.
I think this boy can improve a lot, and I think he's gonna be one of the good French fighters in the future.
For sure, I think so too.
And the other one was Chanachon against Jimmy Bienot.
Jimmy Bienot.
Yeah, but that was a bit boring, right? It was
I didn't see this fight.
Yeah,
I haven't
Chanachon was
seen.
just in control, and
Chanachon is that game. Nice. Use the rope, stay there, make points, make enough to win the fight.
yeah, another thing that about the rules, it's every stadium here have his own system, right?
Yeah, it's the people that's what we talked before. Was a general rules about Muay Thai in Thailand, but each stage in Thailand has their own rules. Example, in Yom Rajdamdan, Lupini, Channel 7, there are 5 rounds for 2 minutes, and that's the traditional Muay Thai rules. But we're gonna take these 2 big stages, the Rajdamdan and Lupini stage. In Rajdamdan stadium, the judges will looking forward to see a technical fighter. And in Lupini, they look to see some more aggressive fighter and strong fighter. I'm not sure about the time of the clinch during the fight. If in Rajdamdan they leave the guys clinch for more, or in Lupini they let the guy clinch for less. I'm not sure about that, but I haven't listened to this before.
No, I think the time is fine. Usually you have 3 seconds to do something, but the problem is at Lumpini before you could clinch in the lower back. You could clinch in the lower back. Nowadays, I think maybe 2 years ago they start to forbid it, so you cannot clinch in the lower back.
So it's make you fight in the clinch. So you have to fight when.
Yeah, you have to fight for the head, fight to get in the neck. You have to try to put your hands up, or anyway, you cannot be just stuck in a bad position and dominate the guy by the
waist,
underhooks, and if you have dominate the guy in the lower back, it's the referee gonna break. But you can get the underhooks and stay up in up position, then you can work and you can knee and you can take your opponent down.
And about the Omnoi, I think, do you know something?
It's also for the strong fighter.
It's also for the strong fighter. Actually, this channel on TV, Omnoi, Channel 7,
they push, they give more credit for the fighter.
So we can say that Rajdamdan is the stadium that have the
special
rules
for technical fighters.
Yeah.
But that's the point, they're gonna give the fight for the technical fighter if the fight's close.
Yes, that you have to make clear here. If it's a close fight, no, I'm not talking about one we are talking about close fights. In the close fight, in Rajdamdan stage, the technical will win. And in Lupini, Channel 7 or Omnoi, the strong fighter and aggressive fighter will be the winner. So, and so about these four first stadiums, I think the most different is Rajamdan Stadium, that's gonna give the points to the technical. But nowadays in Thailand we have new stages. We have Max Muay Thai Stadium, and we have other events that do Muay Thai in 3 rounds. And has even Buakaw, he's doing his own events now.
Yeah, it's a work. What's the name? Super Muay Thai.
Super Muay Thai, and I don't know how they are scoring the fights, but seems like they want you to walk forwards, punch, kick, be aggressive, show work. They don't wanna that bored fight.
If you wanna watch like punches and kicks, you should watch kickboxing. Oh, the guys clinch too much. Yes, they clinch too much. It's Muay Thai. Oh, there's no complaining. If you wanna watch only punches, you go watch boxing. If you want, that's your choice. And these shows, like for me sometimes it's good because the Thais usually when they fight foreigners, they just keep in the ropes and work lazy, like they have a lazy behavior.
Yeah.
They just stay backwards and cheap.
Yeah, they will use the rules. Now they use chips, and they know how to protect. They know how to avoid the attack. And the foreigners, most of them don't know how to attack when the Thai start to do this game.
They just play too safe and they don't try to attack. And yes, of course, on this case, you can give like some extra points for the guy that's chasing and looking for fight, looking for make the damage. But sometimes the guy is walking back, but he's making the damage. He can kick you and he can hurt you, and you cannot give a victory for a guy that just because he's walking forward you're gonna win. You're gonna.
Yeah.
Like,
you have to give the credit.
You can't.
Yeah, you have to give the credit to the fighter that is protecting himself better too, because he's protecting himself and he's attacking. His attack are landing. Every blow that he throw is landing. So I think that fighting the defense fighter, he's actually, if you see, he's not in a defense fighter. He's fighting, but he's wait the right time to attack. He's avoid the attack, the opponent's attack, and he's throwing and he's landing his blows, his punches and kicks. So I think you have to give a credit for these defense fighters. As it's like in the box, some people's watching Floyd Mayweather against Pacquiao and they say that Pacquiao won the fight.
No, Pacquiao of course I was cheering for Pacquiao. I was like, I knew that Pacquiao would not win the fight, but I was cheering for him.
Yes, and if you take this fight, this boxing match, you can compare with Muay Thai.
Yeah, he just jab, and play smart and jab and. But Pacquiao didn't land any punch.
Yeah, that's the people don't see. The people see who is walking, because most of the fans are people that don't know. Just go there with the heart to see. So is to expect this thing to have this kind of judgment. But what I want to say when I take this fight example is that in this fight, Floyd against Pacquiao, Floyd was the Thai guy there, and the Pacquiao was the foreigner. What's happening in Thailand daily is that the Thai fighter in the defense, the foreigner try to attack, try to throw punches and kicks, but don't land anything, and the Thai avoid everything and can land.
Throw a stupid jab and win the fight.
Yes, that's it.
Or maybe on that case a tip, just tip, or throw a stupid jab and win the fights on points.
So what are you gonna say? What you can say about Max Muay Thai and Muay Thai 3 rounds events? That
they are doing exactly the opposite. They are giving this fight to Pacquiao.
Yeah, they would if we were in Max or in other events, 3 rounds events in Thailand, they would give the fight to Pacquiao. So it's kind of different judgment in each stage in Thailand. But in some cases good, in some cases is bad, because you have to have a limit. If the guy is walking and he's not landing anything, how are you gonna give the points? How are you gonna give this guy the fight to this guy? You have to give the fight to the guy who is landing the things. It's all about landing with power and precision. Point.
but they don't do it. And of course, it's easier to explain. Oh, but Mayweather win. Mayweather just run. Mayweather run. Yes, he run, but he connect. It's. I don't think it's fair, but he show more skills and he show how to be more effective. He fought 12 rounds and he didn't receive one clear punch.
Yeah.
Like maybe one. But yeah, sometimes it's not fair. If there's one boy here in Thailand, nowadays he's like fighting boxing, right?
Super Bang.
Super Bang. And Super Bang is the same, it's just a defensive, boring fighter. But you can touch him. That's the problem. Everything that you try, if you try a kick, he gonna sweep you. He gonna kick your base leg and you're gonna fall. If you try to kick him, he gonna hold and go make you fall. He gonna always make you pay for every mistake. And he didn't throw a kick, he didn't throw, he just defends and you cannot attack him. And he always win the fight.
Yeah, that's it. And I personally believe that Max Muay Thai
and this Super Muay Thai.
Super Muay Thai, if these 3 rounds events in Thailand, they can be better. They can be better. They can give the right point to the right fighter. Fair score system to have.
Yeah, because these fights, for sure, they are not Muay Thai. It's not Muay Thai rules.
Yeah.
It's just more like K1 rules. I would say these fights looks more like K1 with elbows than a Muay Thai fight.
Yes, I believe that too. I believe that. What I can say that Max Muay Thai now he's kind of getting better in this point. They are giving points for what's land. They are not only giving points to the fight that walk forwards and do crazy things. They are score better. But in the Buakaw event and Super Muay Thai fight, man, I see some crazy scores there. It's like you have judges there, no? The guy paying to do that, and you like saying bad about them, about the judges.
It's not saying bad about them, but I don't know. I think even on Thai fight, I'm not a big fan of Thai fight, but the judges are better.
No, the judges are better in Thai fight.
I don't think it's the judges, because all these judges from, I think the judges from Max Muay Thai are Channel 7 judges. I'm not sure it's Channel 7 or Channel 3. I think Channel 7.
Oh.
And that's it. The same guys, they just work in another different way, because it's like a private show.
Private show. If some of one that's listening this is thinking to come to Thailand, before fighting some stage in Thailand, try to get know the rules, what they score, what they don't score, what make you lose points.
And you know what? I think the main problem with the foreigners in Thailand is the guys try to be technical fighters against Thais, and the Thais have better technique than you, than me, and than everybody else. If you try to play technical with a Thai, you lose.
Yeah.
It's easy. So, or you try to clinch, or you try to punch them or hurt them. But if you try to stand and exchange blows like, who is the more technical fighter, you're gonna lose. So don't do this game. It's a wrong game.
I think by the same way. But what I also think is, if you get in the fight against a Thai fighter and you just think to attack and doing anything, do whatever you want to do there, man, you're gonna lose the fight too. It's not like this. You have to attack, you have to be conscious. Every punch, every kick, you have to be conscious, but you have to be aggressive.
But you need experience to
know. You need experience to know.
To do it.
Yeah, but also a good corner will help you. They will say, man, attack, you don't need to get so nervous that you don't know what to do in the fights. Become worse. You just walk forwards and you don't land anything.
But the guys, there you have two problems, like communication. Yeah. The Thais usually will not speak English, and the foreigners will not speak Thai. And usually the trainer would say, you punch, kick, elbow, kick, go, punch, kick, elbow. Like, don't know how to explain. The foreigners don't do how to do, and usually the fight is a mess.
Yeah, it's like um, what I think the only way to like, man, try to come to some gym that you have a trainer there that can speak your language. This is a very strong point. If you come to Thailand, it's gonna make you better. Or if you are American or if you are Brazilian and you wanna come and your gym doesn't have nobody who can speak Portuguese or English, man, go to some school, study Thai.
That's the best way. I think it's the easiest way.
Yeah, to learn Muay Thai.
Learn Muay Thai it's a lot easier when you know how to speak Thai.
Yes, because many of the game is in the gamble game. You have to look to the gamble always. Sometimes the fighter get in the ring, but you have already one that is the chosen one by the gamble to be the winner. So is this kind of give to that fighter advantage before the fight starts. So
there's a lot of factors that would make like a lot of influence. So if the guy is coming from a lot of wins, or if the guy is coming from a lot of losses, or if the guy have to lose too much weight in the morning, or if the guy didn't need to cut weight in the morning, or if the guy is like underweight, or if the guy is maybe, I don't know, and maybe he like one
just
guy
gets sick before
heavier,
the fight.
or the other guy he was sick before, or he was in the tempo after or before. Anyway, there's a lot of factors that influence the fights, and the gamblers, they always know. They know who are your sparring partners? How did you train? What's your game plan, and what you gonna? So they know all these answers. So usually in the mornings of the fights here in Thailand, it's interesting because you go to the weigh-in and you have a lot of these old gamblers there, and they are all like looking to you, stare on you, and check who is this guy? What is he doing here? Who is the guy? Why? How this guy gonna fight this guy? And it's very interesting to see. And after to see both, I think this guy gonna win, and I think the odds gonna be like 2-1 or something like that. And they go and they decide the odds.
To make this simple, come to Thailand. You have to train. You have to go to the gym every day, train, listen your trainers, listen your corners during the fight. Try to control your emotions during the fight. Showing too much emotions is not good. Even if you hurt or if you're getting hurt.
Yeah, one of the main things here is like you have to show that you are not concerned. You cannot be in a fight and showing that you are tired, or showing the fight that the guy throw a punch and you show that you are hurt, or you can't do that. You cannot open your mouth or breathe or let your mouthpiece go to the foul. You can't. It's some basic things, but that every Thai know, but the foreigners don't. So last night, actually it was the Lachadamnan birthday show yesterday.
Oh yeah, 70 years of their oldest Muay Thai stage in the world.
Yeah, and the main event was Seksan against Sangmani.
Sangmani did the score points. Of course, he's not gonna exchange with Seksan. Seksan is the kind of the crazy Thai. He come to kill you. So Sangmani did an intelligent game plan. Step back, kick, protect himself, step, kick, keep his posture, make his points, and just Seksan didn't land anything. He just couldn't do anything in this fight. We have no comment to do because was like, how much was the scorecard after?
Maybe
50-47.
Maybe 50-47.
Yeah.
Because after round 3, it's interesting to see. One interesting thing in Thailand, it's the odds. Like they start in a way, and the odds float between the rounds. So maybe the guy throw a knockdown, so maybe the odds go 10-1, and then this guy like make a knockdown and the odds go the other way around. So was 10-1 to red, and then the fight can go 5-1 to the blue, and then it starts like flow during all the fight. And I think round 3, like if you think in a main event, or like it's two famous fighters, you never expect in round 3 the odds be like 10-1. That's odds usually when you have like a knockdown or something like that. And after round 3 the odds were already 10-1 to Sangmani. So he won not like a little bit, he won a lot the fight.
Yeah, so easy fight to score, easy fight to know who is the winners. Just gonna put the link down there to everybody see, and easy fight to judge. If you wanna know how to make points in Muay Thai, just watch this fight.
Yeah, like if you are a clinch fighter, you have to clinch. And if you are not able to clinch, so you're gonna lose the fight. So Seksan is a guy that mainly nowadays one of the, like they used to call like a bull fighter. I don't know. It's like he's a guy that walk forward and a bit of a puncher. So if he lands the punch, he can win the fight. If he don't, he gonna lose. And what's happened yesterday? He tried to punch and he couldn't punch. So he didn't connect any punch.
Yeah. So
And
all the credits to Sangmani that could avoid all these attacks and make his game plan works. Man, I confess I got very surprised with this. I was expecting Seksan to beat him.
we have Taksin Lek. Taksin Lek got knocked out by Muaythai. And Taksin Lek last fight was against Sangmani. And Taksin Lek did with Sangmani same as Sangmani did to Seksan. Because was impressive, like Sangmani tried to walk forward, but Sangmani couldn't land anything. He lost all the rounds and all the fight really, really bad. Was
it's
impressive.
It's kind of so difficult when you fight against a fighter that's better than you and doing what you do the best. Like if you are a technique fight and you fight against all the technique fight that's better than you, it's difficult for you to change all your game plan, and from now you have to walk forward. You have to become a kind of a puncher, or
you have to do something else.
Yes, you have to walk forwards and fight. It's difficult.
I think you have just to be smart, don't fight your opponent's game, or you have to always find another way to fight a guy that's better on that matters than you. That's it.
Yeah, it's like, for me, I can say, man, it's difficult to walk forward. It's difficult when you have another Thai that always tagging you, always chipping you, always try to throw you down. You get scared to attack. You don't know how to attack, and is there where you start to lose the fight.
You can jump.
Yeah, you can jump, but you're not gonna score anything. You're just gonna get tired
And the foreigners, I don't know, one funny thing is the foreigners, usually when they start to lose the fight, they start to spin.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but all the foreigners are the same. I used to do the same. I used to spin as well. Like,
yeah,
okay,
try to do the spinning back
I'm
kick.
losing the fight, so what I gonna do? Well, let me try some spin shit here. Let's see what can I land.
Doesn't work. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Yeah,
you
try
lose.
try to. I think in this situation the best thing is walk forwards using the chip. Use the chip and you make the fighter who's go back to cannot keep his stand. So when you chip him, he will lose his stand, and then you can kick, you can punch. But if you only walk forwards, try to punch or try to kick the legs, not gonna work. You have to attack the other directions. I believe fighting against a fighter that is very good in walking back, you have to walk forwards using the chip, and punch and chip and kick the legs and chip and kick again and chip and try to clinch. It's the only way I see.
Yeah,
it's complicated.
It's difficult to understand the rules, but we're gonna try to make this all these podcasts and try to talk and discuss a bit about the rules with our broken English. But yeah, we are trying to explain you guys how does it work, especially in Thailand, because it's not the same thing. And try to make it clear. It's not all they're robbing you, but it's just a different rule. Oh, but it's only in Thailand. Yes, but it's a Thai sport. The sport was born here, and you cannot come. You know, one thing that I hate more in, like, especially in America. Besides, they scored the fight totally weird. They don't let you use oil, the Thai oil. You are not allowed to use Thai oil.
Yes, I have listened about this. I've
That's
heard
crazy.
about this stuff.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy, you know. You should do as a Muay Thai, you know. It's not.
Yes, you should follow the Thai rules.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Maybe the wraps, the wraps it's okay. The Thais, like, they put wraps in all the hand.
Yeah, they do with a bad mind.
But anyway, I don't think anybody gonna get that hurt from a bandage. But anyway, all these things are acceptable. But come on, don't really. One time I fought there, I feel really weird, to no oil, and I couldn't even get a coffee. They said, oh, after I don't know how many milligrams of coffee is like doping, and they're gonna check you. I said, oh, really? I cannot even drink my coffee.
I don't wanna fight there.
No Red Bull, no oil. It's weird.
No.
That's our last program of the year. Our second in English. So guys, that's it. So see you guys 2016. We are talking a bit of the rules in these shows, on these podcasts, and hope to see you guys next year. Okay? I'm Leo Monteiro.
Okay, I'm Joss.
That's Yoksutai, our Muay Thai podcast from Bangkok. Okay, guys.
Yoksutai. Yoksutai.